I'm about to do my weightlifting workout, so I'm just scrolling on my YouTube channel to find my playlist, my week 1 through my week 5 workouts. If you want to do these workouts, just go to my YouTube channel. You'll find everything you need right there. That's me on the screen after baby number 7. I did this weightlifting workout. I have a 5-week program, got myself back in shape, and then I quit on myself. So now I'm on a mission to get myself back in shape. I can remember a time growing up when I was a teenager. I was very involved in athletics. I was very involved in basketball, volleyball, track. I was very involved with making straight A's. I've always been great at education. I don't know what it is about me and the way that I think, the way that I function. I'm always trying to find a solution to everything. I'm always trying to find a solution to when things go wrong in my life. I'm always trying to find a solution to when things might break around the house. I'm always trying to find a solution on how to, encourage other people who might be feeling down. I've always had this mindset of just wanting to push myself for greatness, just push myself to overcome. And I'm 40 years old, and I've had that mindset since I can remember being in like the first grade. Because I remember when it was time for me to learn how to read. I learned to read in first grade. I don't know about any of you all, but I learned to read in first grade. And the way I learned how to read was they used to sit us at these computers, the old computers with the big monitors. They used to have us sit in front of the computer. We'd have on the headphones, and there would be the Three Billy Goats Gruff, story on the computer screen. And I'd be able to click through it and read the story and, listen to the words of the narrator reading. And I put the narrator's voice to the words that were on the screen because I didn't know how to read. And from doing that, I was able to figure it out. Honestly, I don't recall anyone teaching me how to read. I just picked it up. I picked it up because the way my mind works is I just have to figure things out. Things that are put in front of me, I have to figure them out. When, I'm dealing with situations in life, I just have to figure it out. And that's just a part of who I am. That's just a part of my personality. Not many things really get me down. I can't really tell you. I can use one hand to count how many times, I've allowed something to just really frustrate me to the point where I just give up. I've never had the mentality of just giving up because I can't get through something. I always want to know, hey, if I do this, will this help the situation? If I do this, will that make me feel better? If I do this, will it keep me from, having to deal with, whatever issues, I'm not someone who stays down and just sulks in my misery. I'm someone who, hey, oh, so this is happening, let me figure out how to fix it. I've always been that type of person. I don't like to stay in a negative space. I don't like negative energy. I like to feel uplifted. I like to uplift. I like to really, really try to understand how things can be corrected. I really like to understand how to fix things that are broken. And sometimes that can be kind of, a setback for myself, because sometimes when you spend time trying to fix things that are broken, that don't have the, know-how to overcome things, sometimes it can kind of feel like a waste of time. But I'm speaking individually as someone who's a focused person. I don't allow myself to stay down. I don't allow for situations or, people to bring me down and just stay there. Someone has a bad attitude with me, I say, okay, how can I respond in a positive way? If someone does something wrong to me, to me. I'm not sitting around trying to figure out how can I get revenge on this person. I'm trying to figure out how to keep my mindset in a positive place to where I'm not even thinking about what they did to me. I'm using that energy to focus on myself and to get myself on a path of, keeping busy or, getting things accomplished. I don't spend my time in negative spaces because I feel like it does nothing for me. I don't want to stay in a place where I feel down. I like positive energy. I like encouragement. I like motivation. I like, not feeling defeated. So I always try to encourage people, instead of looking at it in this negative way, hey, let's figure out how can we make this work? How can we fix this? How can we find a solution to this issue? Instead of, focusing on, making a situation worse, right? So that's why it's so important for me on this journey that I'm on, knowing that I got myself into a bad state of health. That's why it's so important for me. And that's why it's so easy for me to really encourage myself, through all the weightlifting, through all the walking, through all the fasting hours. That's why it's so easy for me to encourage myself to just keep going day by day, put one foot in front of the other, do one rep after the other, knock out 1 hour of fasting after another, walk 1 mile after another. That's why it's so easy for me to stay positive, even though I know I'm super heavy, I'm super overweight, my BMI is sky high, my body fat is sky high, my just my numbers on my fit index scale are so disturbing to me. But I'm not like, okay, I'm just going to quit. I'm not going to care anymore. I'm already, in a place of, unhealthiness, but I'm not going to stay there. I might get there. I may let myself get to that point, but I'm not going to stay there and stay there forever. I'm going to encourage myself every single day to correct it. And I'm going to try my best to do everything right. No, I'm not going to try my best. I am going to do everything right. And in due time, I'm going to get back to a state of health that I can be proud of, where I can feel better, where my body doesn't ache when I get out the bed, where my knees don't ache, when I'm trying to stand up after sitting down for a while. I'm going to get there. I look forward to getting there. I look forward to feeling better in my body. And so that's why I do this. That's why I share this journey. That's why I know that if I am able to encourage myself, I know that I can encourage other people out there. Because this is hard. This isn't easy. But I know it's just going to get better. So the next standard I set for myself after I was able to achieve walking that 1 mile for basically 11 months straight, I set another standard for myself. Actually, I added 2 more standards for myself. Or was it 3? No, it was 2. So my other standard was I'm going to go from walking 1 mile every single day to walking 2 miles every single day. This was November 2024, end of November 2024. I started this. So I told myself, okay, I'm walking 2 miles a day nonstop. I've already proven to myself that I can walk the 1 mile every single day. I'm capable of walking the 2 miles every single day. And since then, I've been walking 2 miles every single day. No setbacks, because I know that I can do it. I've already established a mentality that I'm capable of doing what I say I'm going to do on this health journey, and that's what I'm going to do. And I know that if I stick to it, I'm going to reap the benefits in the long run. But if I quit on myself, there's nothing worse than quitting on yourself, because you have to admit, hey, yeah, I quit on myself and I gained a whole bunch of weight. I quit on myself and now I'm starting over again for the 100th time. I quit on myself. See, it's just a lot easier just to keep going. Quitting on yourself really hinders your ability to, add value to yourself. Because when you keep having to start over and over and over again, you're just asking yourself, like, okay, when am I gonna get to the point where I can honestly tell myself I didn't quit on myself? When am I gonna get to the point where I'm just gonna be like, oh man, I don't have to start over again, you know? Because starting over and over and over again, y'all, that does something to your mental. Because you have to ultimately admit to yourself that you quit, that you gave up. You have to look at it that way. And that just really, I don't know, it sets me back every time I have to go open up my journal and be like, oh, yep, I started that journal like 5 years ago. I quit on myself then too. I have a journal now. I've been writing in every, couple of days, or when I get enough time to sit down and fill in the blanks but it doesn't matter that if I take a week or two to go back to writing my journal. I already know I put in the work. I already know I can go in there and put in my check marks. I can already know that, hey, I already did all this stuff. I don't have to sit and think, oh, did I exercise this day? Did I stick to my fasting hours this day? Did I do my weightlifting this day? I don't have to do that because I already know that I did it, because in my mind, I have my standards set for myself, regardless if I'm writing it down or not. I've already set the standards for myself. So I'm doing what I know I need to be doing. So, like I said, the next level of standards I set was walking 2 miles a day, every single day. And I also set a standard for myself to fast for 20 hours a day. I also set a standard for myself to do weightlifting, 5 days a week, because the whole time that I was walking that 1 mile a day for those 11 months, I didn't lift any weights. I didn't work on my weightlifting. I didn't work on my muscles. I just stuck to walking 1 mile a day, but walking at 1 mile a day did slim me down. So that's a great thing, and it got my mobility back for me, because I was at a point where I couldn't bend down to tie my shoes. I couldn't put on my socks right without struggling. And, it feels good that I don't have to do that anymore. I can just slide on my socks, slide on my shoes. I can bend over. My mobility is wonderful. The swelling has gone down on my body. Exercising has great benefits. You just have to tap into those great benefits by the work that you're willing to put in. So, yeah, I set those standards for myself. And, I've just been sticking to them. So back to the issue at hand. Should you share your fitness journey with other people? Should you just go at it, on your own? Well, I think it's both. And I think it's both because at the start of my fitness journey, I didn't tell anybody. But after about a month in of accomplishing my goals, I was like, telling my family, hey, I done walked 30 miles, not knowing that eventually I would have gotten myself up to over 350 miles. I don't know what I'm at right now, but I'm going to tally that up eventually when I get a chance. But I never in my mind thought that I'd ever be able to tell someone, hey, in 2024, I walked over 350 miles, that just really touches my heart to know that I'm able to say that, to know that I stuck to my standards and I put in the work and I accomplished my goals for myself. I'm proud of myself. Okay. So, I had to share that good news with people. When I accomplished, something, I'm like, okay, hey, look what I did. I did this, y'all. I'm doing this, and not knowing that I was going to be able to say I walked over 350 miles in 2024. Now, in 2025, it's going to be even more than that. And I'm going to be so proud of myself at the end of 2025 when I'm able to say, I walked, over 600 miles this year. I'm going to be I got to see what that feels like. I want to know what that feels like. I'm on my way, because I've set my standards for myself, and I'm going to reach, those goals, because it's already embedded in me. I've already, told myself what it's going to take. I already told myself I will not fail at this. I already told myself that I'm going to accomplish this no matter what. And that's a whole part, you got to set some time aside for yourself. You've got to set a standard of, hey, I'm going to wake up at 5 in the morning. I'm going to get my weightlifting in. I'm going to get my cardio in, no matter what. This is the time of day where no matter what else is going on around me, at this particular time, this is what I'm doing for myself. No matter what comes up, I'm doing it for myself. All right. And if you know that you have like an appointment or something you have to get to in a future date, then you have to prepare. You have to schedule, hey, I'm going to do a little more this day so that I can make up for this day that's to come, that I know that I won't be able to get my workout in. That's the mindset you have to have. And if you're really thinking like that on that level, oh yeah, you're serious about yourself this time. You're not going to quit on yourself this time. You're serious. You're ready to put in the work. You're ready to see the results. You're ready to see yourself win. And that's what it's going to take in anything you do in life. If you want to succeed at anything in life, yeah, when you first start off, it's going to be hard. You're going to probably be like, I don't think this is going to work out too well. But, the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. And I am a firm believer of that. The more you do something, the easier it will get. But all the time you take trying to, get yourself started, the excuses you make, the time you take quitting on yourself and the excuses you make, that's not worth it. What's really worth it is really sticking to what you know that you said you're going to do. That's how you're going to elevate yourself in life. And each day that you spend not doing what you said you're going to do is another day that you set yourself behind. And setting yourself behind instead of, putting in the work to spring yourself forward, that isn't the path to go on. You really want to make strides in life, to really elevate yourself, to really show yourself that, hey, I care about me. I'm going to do this no matter what. I really care about me, regardless if I tell anybody about what I'm doing, regardless if anyone, claps for me, if anyone, doesn't encourage me, regardless of the fact that no one else seems to be seeing the changes that I'm making for myself. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because what matters is that you are focused and you are doing the things that you know that you need to do for you. It doesn't matter if anyone else is along on your journey to encourage you. You got to be that person to encourage you. You got to be that person that lifts you up when you feel like, quitting. You got to have the mentality to do that for yourself, because at the end of the day, you can't depend on anyone but you. Yes, you can have support from other people. Yes, but ultimately, you got to put in the work so that you can share your good works with other people, so that other people can see that you're serious about you. You're serious about reaching your goals. You're serious about, what you set your standards for, and you're doing them no matter what. That's the example you want to be for yourself, and that's the example you want to be for other people. Day in and day out, I wake up at 5:30 a.m. without an alarm clock needing to go off. And I get myself dressed. I put on my workout clothes. I put on my shoes. I'm turning on my TV. I'm making sure I'm getting in my weightlifting, my walking. I'm making sure that I'm fasting 20 hours a day. And all in an effort and in hopes that when I step on the scale, I'll see a change in my weight. I'll see my weight decreasing, going in the right direction and not up. And I can honestly say, and I can proudly say, that every day that I get on the scale, my weight is going lower and lower and lower and lower. I don't even have to think about, oh, but what if I gain some weight instead of losing weight? It hasn't happened. My weight is just constantly going down. And the fact that I wake up every morning and I just get my workout in, I don't have to second guess it. I just know that I have to do the work if I want to see the results. No matter how tired I get, no matter how many times you see me bend over and rub my legs because they're hurting from all of the reps and the exercises that I'm doing, no matter how much I have to, huff and puff, no matter how much I have to catch my breath, no matter how much, my body might be sore the next day from the particular exercise that I do, I know what has to be done. I know what needs to be done. And so my mindset is just to do it, regardless of the fact that, I may not feel like doing it. I may be tired. My mindset is just do it, get it out the way, make no excuses. With with being overweight, I can tell you all that it's not something that should be taken lightly. It's not something to glorify, because being overweight, being out of shape, I'm kindly Kimberly. Remember that everybody is beautiful, but you also have to remember that health is wealth and wealth takes care of everything else. I want y'all to take care, stay motivated, stay true to yourself, be honest with yourself. You can get through this. Talk to you later. Bye bye.